Alaykum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Customs is known with the ulama of fiqh and usul as that which is something that covers all of the people, not just one group of people, everyone. So for example, the customs here in the UK is that they all speak English and they all have a particular type of currency. This is something which is known where the place that we live in. Everybody is doing it. It's not specific to one group or one party. This is known as what is customs or what is customary, and it covers everyone. With this, the ulama have said the base ruling on customs is that it is permissible, unless there is something clear and something glaring from the Sharia which is that it is not permissible. Otherwise, it will become permissible. Well, in its base ruling, it is permissible, not become permissible. In its base ruling, it is permissible. With that, then, there is another principle, which is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded us to fulfill His commandments and stay away from His prohibitions. And this is based upon the urf. Now, there is a difference between the ada and the urf. Ada is what covers everyone, and the urf is what is known by the people as to how you would establish that thing. Mata'un bil ma'ruf, ashiruhunna bil ma'ruf. This is the urf. So now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us, ashiruhun, live with your spouses. How? Bil ma'ruf. So whatever anybody sees as being good, then that is customarily defined as being good. And what people see as being bad, that is customarily, this is now known as the urf. All of this is governed by the Quran and the Sunnah, understanding of the Salaf, of course. So now, if a person says, like in your question now, the wife says, you must provide Wi-Fi for me. If in your urf now, because now it's not an issue of ada, it's an issue of urf. Although they are synonymous, really, ada and urf. Because there's another principle, I'll talk about that in a second. If she says you need to provide for me Wi-Fi, you need to provide for me medication, you need to provide for me, bus fare, so I can move around public transport. So we will say to the husband, yes, this is part of what is wajib upon you. Now, of course, this is an issue where the ulama have differed, just like anything else. The Hanabila and others from the ulama, they have said the husband must provide accommodation, he must provide a safe place for her to live, enough for her to eat and drink, and then that's it, nothing beyond that. If she's got any other demands, that's on her. She has to get that for herself. Well, others from the ulama have said no. Ashiruhunna bil ma'ruf. You have to go with the customs. And if the customs of the people have included Wi-Fi, public transport, medication, where else it might be, education, then the husband must provide that. Therefore, to answer your question, just to summarize it, the other thing I was going to say, which is that there is a well-known principle, and we did this, I'm sure you were there in year 3, module 2, Ada Muhakkama, which is that the Ada, the customs of the people, that becomes legislative in the absence of text. Okay, and this is similar to what we're talking about when it comes to urf. Okay, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded us, sticking to the example that you've got there, to live with each other honourably. Husband with the wife and wife with the husband. Right, how do you do that? All of that is down to how you would interpret it according to the place that you live in. So if you live in the UK, it's going to be different to a person living in the Middle East or in Asia. In Asia, women are more reserved. They don't talk, they don't speak up, they don't share their mind, and they would see that as being something wrong themselves. Optionally, they don't want to do that. So we will say that's the urf of those people, that's the ad of those people. Leave it as it is. If you corrupt that, you could destabilize, the whole implementation of the command of Allah. Live with each other honourably. You get the point I'm making here? That you can't apply in the UK. If you were to say to sister in the UK, be quiet, don't talk, don't educate yourself, stay at home, all of those things. It might work, but it might not work, especially if they've been brought up in the West, you know, in the West, with the customs of the people of the West. They will say, no, why am I being suppressed? Why am I not allowed to do what I want to do? Why am I not allowed to go out and, I don't know, learn and work and whatever it might be? This is because an ada muhakkama, because the ada here is different to the ada there. This would then have its impression on the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, on how He has told us to implement the ayah. Similar to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, mata'un bil ma'roof. The father must provide provisions, mata' bil ma'roof, according to what is urf, what is ma'roof. Right, so now, what does that mean? The father provides for his family according to what is reasonable, according to the customs where he lives. So if a father says, okay, I'm going to provide for my family a box of cereal, and that's what they're going to eat from for breakfast, dinner and lunch, we will say this is not the order for the people. If he says, no, well, this is what I want to spend, and I want to save the rest, or I don't want to go to work, or whatever it is, and this is all I can afford, we'll say, no, you're becoming deficient. Why? Because nobody would understand in the customs that we live in here that is you providing for your family. Do you get it? So what we're basically saying here, ada and urf, very similar, except that the ada, the ulama have said, is broader than urf, in the sense that it is talking about the customs of all of the people, Muslim of them, non-Muslim of them. And the urf is similar to the customs, however, it has a connection to the understanding and the implementation of the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are many more examples that we can give. I think hopefully this should be sufficient. So, in a nutshell, what we're basically saying is, understand the Kitab and the Sunnah, understanding of Salaf al-Salih, and apply it according to what is customarily acceptable from the place where you come from, as long as it doesn't contradict anything else which is found in the Kitab and the Sunnah and Salaf al-Salih. Hope that makes sense for you. Barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum.